What's good, YouTube? It's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul, and welcome to another remake video. Today we're going to go ahead and remake Lil Uzi Vert's track, That's Iraq, so let's get straight to it. First things first, let's go ahead and set our tempo to 140 beats per minute. We're going to start off with the main melody that you hear throughout the entire record. Now this melody does come from a Nick Mira sample pack. I'm not sure what the sample is called. I think it was like NM Rabbit 140 or something like that. Shout out to Nick Mira. But we're going to go ahead and make this sound from scratch. So let's go ahead and bring in Logic's Software Grand Piano, Steinway Grand Piano. And let's go ahead and draw in this melody. It's a pretty crazy melody, as Nick Mira melodies are usually pretty wild and pretty intricate. So bear with me. Let's go ahead and get to this melody. And if you just want to skip this whole part because it may take a while, you can do so as well. All right, so there's the first bar. Let's go over to the second bar. All right, let's go on to All right, so I put a pause on the video and we're back. The melody was taking way too long. I did not want to bore you guys. So here is the final outcome right over here. All right, so we're gonna leave the sound as is. The only thing we're gonna add in here is a chorus effect, just to make it a little bit wider and a little bit more like a 90s vibe to it. We're gonna go to a preset called Mega Wide Chorus. Pull down the mix a bit here. And we're going to go ahead and bring in a sound here from my Logic channel strip settings. I'll place a link in the description box below this video. But the sound preset that we're going to load in is the Big Bank Kalimba. We're going to copy down this MIDI pattern. So we don't want it so plucky, so we're going to pull up the attack. That's all we're going to do on that one. But next we're going to go ahead and change up this reverb to give it more of a spacey one. We're going to go to Logic's Chroma Verb. And we're going to bring in a preset here found under Spaces, 80s Nonlinear. Kind of modulates it to the sound and gives it some character. Then we're going to go ahead and bring in an EQ and cut out some of the highs. And let's cut out some of the lows as well to leave room for that 808 we'll bring in later on. All right, and the next thing we gotta do is just sort of volume match this. Now we can go ahead and start bringing in some drums. I'm going to create a new software instrument track. I'm going to bring in a Logic's EXS24 sampler instrument and bring in That's a Rack drum kit. Make it nice and loud. And let's go ahead and start off with the snare sound. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and draw that in. Just going to go ahead and bring in Logic Space Designer, give it some room. Let's go ahead and layer up that perk sound with a snare with the same reverb. But let's go ahead and lower that up. It just gives it some body over there. Next, we're going to go ahead and create a new software instrument track. Let's go ahead and actually, let's duplicate this drum track, take out the reverb, and set this to mono because we're going to go ahead and put in our 808s. Let's go ahead and draw those in. And just focus in on the second half of this loop. stutter happening over here. It's like a quick one. Actually it goes like this. Make the 808 a little bit louder. Alright, next I'm going to duplicate this track over here. I'm going to copy down this same 808 pattern, except we're going to go ahead and just duplicate this half over. And let's go ahead and find that kick. Oh, did I not duplicate the track? Put this down here. There's the kick right there. Just gives the 808 some pop. Over here, we're going to get a quick stutter. There's a couple stutters throughout the pattern, and I will just draw them in as we go. Go back to our brush tool, change this over to a 30-second note. Repeat. So go ahead and duplicate this over. Alright, so there's our hi-hat pattern right there. I'm just going to go ahead and duplicate that over the 8 bars. Alright, let's go ahead and Alright, so the first thing that we're going to add here is just a second snare here. Let's go ahead and duplicate that snare track. Make this a little bit louder. Get 2 snare hits here at the end, like that. The next thing that switches up is the 808, but the 808 we don't have to add or change anything. We just gotta go ahead and duplicate the first half of this 808. All right, let's go ahead and bring in bring in the second one. I'm gonna go ahead and just draw it in a pattern here. And it only happens at the end. Right over there. Actually, it's back over here. Alright, so that's pretty much the track right there. Next, let's go ahead and just duplicate this piano track, duplicate the kalimba track, and we're going to work on the intro bit that happens. So let's just go ahead and copy up this MIDI as well. Let's move this over, copy this like that. And at the beginning part, let's go ahead and just create a track stack here. It sort of gets muffled and distorted along with the 808 as well. So let's go ahead and duplicate the 808 track and bring that into that group. And the 808 pattern. So the 808 pattern goes something like this. And this pattern just duplicates itself. And the first thing we're going to bring in is an EQ to kind of get this sounding like sort of like a telephone or coming through the telephone. Take out some of the highs. And we're going to take out some of the lows as well. Push back the Q a little bit. The next thing we're going to do is bring in an overdrive to distort this a lot, but let's bring down the volume first so it doesn't get too loud here. We're going to go to distortion overdrive, and we're going to really push this up. And that's the intro bit right over there. All right, so we are back. I didn't add too much to our arrangement. I just added in this 2 sections over here. I was listening to the track. There's a lot of like stops, ins, and outs, but for the tutorial's sake, this is good enough. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Listen to Lil Uzi Vert's track, That's a Rack. Let's go. Alright, so that is Lil Uzi Vert's track, That's a Rack. For your Logic users out there, I'm going to go ahead and save this entire session for you guys. Place it as a downloadable link in the description box below this video. For your non-Logic users out there, got your back as well. I'm going to go ahead and export all the MIDI stems, audio stems, and of course include the drum kit that we used in this tutorial. You can find that entire playback in the description box below this video. If you do have any questions on this or just want to chat, let's go ahead and talk in the comment section below. And if you did like this video, remember thumbs up and share it, and of course hit that subscribe button for more good videos like this one, as it helps out the channel. And I'll talk to you all soon. Later. Peace.